Hello and welcome everybody who's here. We have the amazing Linda D. Addison, and joining us as well today, we have the also amazing LindaAnn LoSchiavo, and we're celebrating not only Bram Stoker's birthday, which is today, but we are also celebrating Vampire Ventures, which is LindaAnn's newest collection of poetry. And we're going to be reading you, nay, regaling you with beautiful and amazing poetry tonight. And hello, Eugen. Speaking of amazing and wonderful people. But we are each going to read to you. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Everybody introduce themselves. I'm like getting too fast. So, Linda, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I am Linda Addison, and I have won many awards for my weird poetry. So that's that. Hi, Eugene, and everybody else. And I'm excited to be here with the other brides.
Yes. Yeah, and we did all agree that we would have a Bram Stoker sharing program between the three of us. So it's all good. There's no fighting here.
Totally good with that.
LindaAnn. How about you, LindaAnn?
I was so inspired by Bram Stoker my entire life, and it gets to you and you don't even realize what's influencing you when you're a child, and then you find out you're drawn to things. Why? Because all along he was our godfather. And did we know? When did we realize the impressions that we were getting and how they shaped us? So we're all grateful, and we probably would not be here or have met. So that's another thing. He personally introduced us. So
yeah.
Happy birthday, Bram Stoker. Happy birthday to you, and thank you.
Exactly. And speaking of him as our godfather, I kind of like to ship him and Anne Rice. Like, could you imagine Bram Stoker? No, disrespect to anybody who, is actually with Anne Rice, but like Bram Stoker and Anne Rice, that would have been some beautiful little horror babies.
Yeah.
But with that, let's read, ladies. Oh, and I am Angela Rico Smith, and yeah, I'm having fun with these two amazing, wonderful, powerful women.
Wow.
So let's go and read some poetry, and we are going to start with the amazing, incredible Linda D. Addison.
Hello. So, and by the way, speaking of thanking Bram Stoker, I have several Bram Stoker awards. So that has been what made me a award-winning poet. Anyway, so I'm going to read 3 short poems for you. This one is from Animated Objects, which was my first anthology that came out, and it's called I've Tasted Your Blood. I've caught your scent. Now my days are filled seeking your sweet flesh. At night I dream of falling into the wombs of your heart to extinguish my hungry life. I cannot forget the shadow of your light burned into my soul. I've tasted your blood. The next one is called Wet. And I dedicated this to TT, but TT is Terrence Taylor, just in case nobody didn't know that. I'm pretty sure Terrence knows this, my buddy in New York. Anyway, Wet. Hungry to taste you, I reach inside myself for reasons to desire no one else. My soul is wet, my nails sharp. Your words fill me with shadows. Hungry to be you, I reach inside. Wet pain sears my eyes, burning my tongue. Your words taste me, erasing my soul, filling me with shadows. Time has no arms to hold me. Wet pain removes my eyes. My soul burns with reason. No words find me. I am filled with shadows. So that's Wet. And Terrence can tell you why he inspired that poem. I never explain. And the last one in this run that I'm going to read is called After the Fire. And the one before this, Wet, and this one is also in Being Full of Light, Insubstantial. After the Fire. I lie in the ashes, desire, memory, hope, love, gone. Reduced to the same grayness, except for the hint of shape, the sense of what was. How to rebuild from such fragile dust? What brick can be formed with these empty hands? I gather what the wind does not take, mix with tears, draw a capricious design on ground willing to take my final offering. Standing on sooted bare feet, waiting for the cleansing of the next life, dressed in ashes, I spread my arms. So that's After the Fire. That's my 3 for now.
I don't know if I ever, following you is always like, oh wait, I have to read now. Wait, I'm still in a coma bliss. Gorgeous. All right, and then I guess now it's my turn, and then we're going to hear from the lady of the hour, LindaAnn. So, and my poems, both of these poems have been on the SFPA Halloween monthly. I wish Halloween was monthly. The Halloween thing that the SFPA does every year. And then I rewrote one of them for tonight, a little bit. And it's Seasonal Unhinging. I unhinge to bring the season of the Stoker King. Let every vampire sing. When every phantom catches my eye and the knocking under the stairs becomes the knocking of my heart, beating loud with telltale fibberies and fictions told at midnight and starlight, to warm up short nights where the cold of corpses creep through our dreams, running chill fingers unseen to tickle our fancy. Things we love, like black laced and dust, the rust and must of what remains of us, the peeking through windows, letting moonlight in, the bones of a friend saying, the end. As autumn leaves drift into sunset detritus, the shivers inside us refuse to deride us, for we all raise our spirits to cheer vampire kings with thanks for inky nights and even darker things. I break open wide to make room for the shadows. All hail our Stoker King. And we do love those Stokers, I'm going to tell you. So, and the second one also appeared on the SFPA Halloween celebration once a year, which I think they're taking submissions right now. So you should go over there and submit. This one is called Hungry Ghosts. Licorice nightfall, children of the candy corn, born when the heart stops and rots, mincemeat treats tiptoe through the gingerbread, mausoleum cake can't slake the hunger, chill, underworld emptiness, gnawing vacant waste. A taste, no harm there, says greedy mice to the trap. Snap, it answers back. Spun sugar skulls crushed to dust, sweet syrup of rust, sweetening the dark earth, new birth for old souls, more hungry ghosts to wander, all slowly fasting, everlasting pangs the reward for greedy life, fat years hungry death, their breath creeping ice and spider frost filaments, gnawing up the spine, supine and pining, to fill the empty spaces, bloated with regret. And then my third one I just put out for the Ladies of Horror Challenge. Oh, and I should mention Lee Murray did such an awesome painting of that, which I actually have, and I should have out. So I will probably post that on Facebook or something with this somewhere. But yeah, she did an amazing painting of that. But this one is Marital Hiss, and it was just out this month for the Ladies of Horror Challenge, which is run by Nina Darkangela every month. And Marital Hiss, Part 1, her complaint. Oh, I should add, this is also an apology for when I taught the class recently for Crystal Lake Publishing. I really gave a lot of guff to rhyming poetry. This is my apology. So, Part 1, her complaint. Late at night, your words did flow, on eternity implied with youthful glow. With blinded trust I bared my vein to seal a pact in crimson stain. You shall remain, you promised me, eternal life, from death be free. But when I awoke, I saw the lie in withered face and drooping eye. I cannot forgive, forever appalled at your trickery and the lies you sold. Forever young you led me think, my future is sunk, your promises stink. Part 2, his reply. By midnight chime my love was true, eternal life I bestowed on you. But your natural age I could not understand with your makeup applied by such talented hand. My love, my heart, I offered the same, a timeless existence, not youthful frame. How could I know how body wear binds and deceives both my thought, my eye, and mind? A vow eternal, yet love is denied. Trapped by our tricks, we both now reside, as prisoners of all our misled expectations, together a couple in this mausoleum. And that is it for me. And now let us hear from the lady of the hour, LindaAnn LoSchiavo.
Many poems have their debt to Dracula, Bram Stoker, and this is a dramatic monologue about Lucy Westenra. And I'm going to start with a quote from Dracula. Lucy Westenra, but yet how changed. The sweetness was turned to a damnatine, heartless cruelty, and the purity to voluptuous wantonness. That's from Dracula. This is my dramatic monologue in Lucy's voice. Regret explains my hesitation, I explained to Mina. 3 proposals. Why must I choose one? 2 others will feel sad. Permission granted, I'd enjoy all 3, but this exquisite fantasy is caged, unvoiced, restrained with all my private filths. Somnambulist I am, as father was, my sleepwalk, self-encountered entities whose kiss transformed plebeian stars, unleashed a choreography of urges, strange, unholy, keeping night's mind delinquent, outcomes forbidden in my shallow past. I owe obedience to one man now who taught me how to be a ghost part-time. Like trees, we've bound ourselves below without burial, cocooned in soil, still sentient, possessed of appetites, required to feast. Ageless, preserved, my beauty's my bait. Come closer, child. Let me teach you a game. Who am I? Mistress of my darkest dreams. That was my Lucy Westenra poem. And this is a Petrarchan sonnet, When We Rented a Nightmare on Elm Street. I was thinking, what would be the reaction of a group of vampires going on Netflix and having a watch party? And what would they think of Freddie K? We watched a movie starring Freddie K, described in captions as malevolent. His crime spree in Ohio's evident, bent on pursuing new victims to slay. A predator like us, he's after prey. At first, the film was thrilling, decadent. His scythe-like hand was the equivalent of lusty fangs, until he went astray. His greedy need for slaughter was a waste of blood, fresh nourishment therein. To him, it was no more than splatters on the floor. Each time an actress bled, we craved a taste. Rented on a whim, we had expected grim. Instead, excessive Freddy was a bore. And this is my 3-line poem to finish this round. Bram Stoker's Recipe. His peppermill mind, ground Romanian folklore, dished out bloody bites. Thank you.
Ooh, all right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm feeling a little hungry or thirsty myself now. Might have to go get some red wine. How about you guys?
For sure. I love it. I love it.
That was fabulous. Are you guys ready for another round?
Hey, now let's go.
All right. We're going to hear again from Linda 3 more amazing poems. Then I have to try to follow up with that. And then we're going to follow up with LindaAnn again. All right. Lady Linda.
Lady Linda, I like that. I also want to make sure I say so much gratitude to Horror Writers Association, because they're the ones that have given me the Bram Stoker Awards that have made me an award-winning poet, and to the SFPA, who made me a Grandmaster. So I want to thank those organizations and everyone behind and involved in them. Okay, so the next poem is called Between. It's also from Being Full of Light, Insubstantial. Between. He leans into her dark dreams, desire clear, and yet the edges blur. She breathes in his fear and wonders what else lies between unfilled cracks, widening like his smile. She leans into the bright air between them and breathes in his desire, clear and shiny, fear and hope, snowflakes caught in between, words unspoken, like the breath between his smiles. He learns to listen and cannot stand the howling madness in her eyes. Still, he leans into her dreams, listening for his name, hoping her whisper will contain his desire, but cannot stand the screaming truth falling around them. Delicate snowflakes on a sunny day. So that's Between. The next one is also from Being Full of Light, and it's called I'll Take My Truth on the Side. This was dedicated and inspired by reading Tom Piccarelli, who's no longer with us, but has always been a constant inspiration and support of my work. I'll take my truth on the side. I smile at the open wounds laid on fine china. Your words remind me of all the bones rattling on the table, the foolish desire half eaten, the dreams swallowed whole under the light of denial. I will sit at the table and feast with you, choice slabs of him and her, weight dripping with gravy of irony. Perhaps for dessert, we can dissect the remaining days, find one tender hope to flambe, a wispy moment to shred over creamy sadness until we sit with our bellies full of the pity and bitter shame we had hoped to forget. I'll take my truth on this side. So the last one for me in this cycle is called Forever Dead. Guess what? From being full of light, insubstantial, which I'm re-releasing, so keep an eye out looking for that one. Forever Dead. I was happy before I became a zombie. Stumbling through Central Park at night, sleeping in a tumble of foreign trees all day. Memories of my past life jumbled together, best forgotten when I lie face down in ripe, yielding earth. I was happy before I lost my soul to the will of a voodoo goddess, binding me to the light in her eyes. Dreams do not come, but if they could, they would be of dying once, falling forever into pure stillness. Forever Dead.
Okay, sorry. Now I can tell you all the awesome things I just said about that reading, except like they were a minute ago. Sorry about that. I muted because I didn't want any sound to interrupt that reading. But this is what I should have shared while Linda was reading. Horror Writers Association. You can find it at horror.org. And if you want information about the Science Fiction and Fantasy Poetry Association that we keep talking about how amazing it is, you can find that at sfpoetry.com. So, and that's a little bit of housekeeping there because we want to say thank you to the wonderful organizations that support dark poetry. And I will go ahead and read. This is both of, I think all three of these are from Ladies of Horror Challenges, which I really, really enjoy because I always have to think of something outside the box. This is The High Cost of Assumptions, which again is two voices. I saw her at dawn, delicate, like porcelain, some fine china to mine and make mine. She wouldn't mind my advances, my flirts. A girl like her would like me, a hero. I showed her my money, my green, took off my ring. Dollar, dollar, baby doll, I'll make you sing. I saw him at dawn, staggering down the road, lost and oblivious. She's hungry for me, I know, ready to go, licking her sweet lips. She wants to tickle my fancy, and I can't wait for a taste. With not a word, and she's got me, this kinky doll among the tombs. This one's too hot for me to handle. I'm hungry for him. Like a lamb, he follows me. An early breakfast. Lesson learned too late. The fair sex isn't fair. Deep sliced, deboned like fowl. I spilled my guts. Secrets revealed. Feeding flies on my lies. I was just looking for fun. A tasty treat. An adventure before I settled. A story to share over warm beer and hot wings. Lesson learned too late. Broken porcelain can cut. Most roses have thorns. And that was that one. And then the second one I will read is The Language of Flowers. This color suits you. Purple, color of mourning. I will plant lilac to disguise the smells of your transition from life to post-consumer. Salvia, I plant, though it can't help you much now, your longevity being what it is. Done. The language of flowers, a cacophony of conversation where color and scent create all the nuances. Dandelion last. It is the final flower. The golden blossoms are coins for passage upon the silent ferry. The root drills straight down to the underworld. The autumn leaves are bitter, like winter, like loss. They make no judgment and treat all the graves the same. When I see the seeds dancing in the spring, I'll be thinking of you and planting new things. And then my last one is actually one of my favorites that I kind of came across when I was looking for poems to read. This is Sympathy for Monsters. And again, it came from the Ladies of Horror challenge. I come from a place of magic, all Morpheus, miasma, and mayhem. The astral rays of an unremitting sun nourishing me with pallid light. But now I'm here, forced with you, remnants of godhood wrapped meat, laced with Botox, silicone, and monochromatic sedatives. I only want to eat, but you judge and begrudge me the right to survive. There's no sympathy for monsters. I was pieces of your neighbor, stitched with recycled sinew, a Plutonian suit of mottled skin hung on post-consumer bone. But now I'm here, forced with you, blind and loveless mob bristling with torch and penetrating pitchfork to infiltrate my innards. I only wanted to run, but you judge and begrudge me the right to survive. There's no sympathy for monsters. I was siphoned from deep earth, expelled by your excavations with probing drill and pump that drain the soul from the world. But now I'm here, forced with you, sliding through your fetid excrement and wasting in your waste as I reach from the sewer to decimate your decibels. I only wanted to sleep, but you judge and begrudge me the right to survive. There's no sympathy for monsters. And with that, let us hear from LindaAnn LoSchiavo.
This is another dramatic monologue in blank verse, which I'm very, very fond of. This is an Instagram vampire speaking, vampires in training. And this is the bloodiest, absolutely most gruesome poem in my collection. This is the one that was quoted in the Cemetery Dance review. And here we go, vampires in training. Pretending to be me, a well-paid blonde, appears to host my Instagram account, engages with my followers, replies politely in my voice, negotiates all sponsorship requests, promotes my book. Before I died, I didn't taste success. My maker who bestowed the gift arrived when I was 55, revealed how to shape-shift, witnessed by the moon's upturned face. Spoiler alert, that's not in my memoir. Fresh blood that energizes vamps must be emboldened by passion, a desire for living, the best nourishment on which to feed. Next comes exhilaration. Plan the hunt. Select the prize. No matter what you've heard, blood types no concern, just its vibrancy. Another cut involved text deemed obscene because I gushed, "The kill! My lord, the kill!" Imagine this, blood pumping, spurting straight from punctures, wounds, red tears in human flesh, aromas coppery, sweet, pungent sweat as it's consumed, tonight's hot chalice drained. Instructions newbies need were all excised. My lawyers helped combat the censorship. Click on the link to join my masterclass, 10% off if you pay by midnight. And that was Vampires in Training. And perhaps you've met some on Instagram. This is one of the poems that Bram Stoker forgot to include in Dracula. So I wrote it. It's called Dracula Plans His Annual Halloween Soiree. Near Halloween, routine tension sets in. expected entertainment, catering, decor. A bachelor like Dracula tries to outdo last year's event, though some attended by mistake and won't return. Tradition dictates hospitality's essential to his kind. Longevity must be preserved. Drinks are but one concern. His entourage deserves to be amused. Instead of necks turned red as after birth, refreshments can be served by a blood bank, thanks to a generous donation made. Exquisite concentration on details is a tourniquet for his unquiet mind, obsessed with real estate, castle upkeep, demands imposed by Vamphood's life and death. His party plans completed, his checklist ticked, the Transylvanian lord licked his lips, succumbed to tempting pleasure-crested pics. And this is the last poem in my set, a Fibonacci poem called Immortality. No one begs for life and death, explained the vampire. Immortality takes effort. Thank you.
Ooh.
You said Fibonacci. You had me at Fibonacci. I love Fibonacci poetry.
Thank you.
Yeah, wait, what is that? I think I hear Bram Stoker up there sighing, like, oh, dang, I missed my chance with these ladies. You can come back. I mean, I don't think any of us would mind.
We'll share.
Oh, yeah, we're all good sharers.
I'm so good at sharing. And Angela loved No Sympathy for Monsters so much.
You.
I'm so glad you did that. And LindaAnn, your first one. Oh, so wonderful. Just love
the bloodthirsty one, right?
Instagram. Yeah, I just love how you do that in your collection. You're like bringing
thank you.
vampires and Stoker up to date.
Thank you. And I love that one about pieces of your neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
And your book will be reissued, right, Linda?
Yes, Being Full of Light. I'm so excited. It's 100.
Yeah.
I'm just look. You'll know because I'm not shy about letting people know. It'll be available in a week or so.
Oh,
really?
Awesome. Like a week or so.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So you have the cover.
I do. I mean, I could have redone the cover because I was working with Faith Justice for my writers group Circles in the Hair, but I like this cover. My son did it.
I do too.
It's full of fingerprints now because this is like an old copy, but so yes, it'll re-release with the same cover, little updated bio. Things have happened since then.
A few Stokers.
Yeah, a few, like 5 Stokers at least, right? Yeah. When did the book first come out?
Oh my gosh. Whew, don't make me look. I think it was 2007. Yes, 2007. And this was the second Stoker that I won. And I was so delighted with having this come out. It was a big challenge to do 100 poems. So, like Angela says, doing something new makes you stretch and create something different. Mm-hmm. So I was very happy with that. It starts off with the Navajo prayer. I actually got approval from the Navajo Nation to put it in there. So
that's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
So my big question, living in Brazil now, is it going to be an ebook? Because I cannot get paperback books here.
It is not. None of my books, other than How to Recognize a Demon, right now are So we're in the process of doing that.
Oh, awesome. Because I will be collecting them, Linda. I had to leave all my books. Now you talk about sadness. That was sadness. I was excited to go, but my entire library pretty much had to be left. So
I believe because when I moved from New York to Tucson, I had like literally the movers were like, are you a librarian? Do you have a library opening? I was like, yeah, no. So
You don't want to dip into my library too deep, sir.
no, sirree. They were like the zombies walking in with the boxes one after hours and days. And
Yeah.
Some things we can never give up.
it's
Right?
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah. Well, how about you, LindaAnn? Are you going to put this book out on ebook? Because I went and looked, and I was like, it needs to be ebook. Or, well, you know, for some of us mail challenged.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because Alien Buddha tends to just be a paperback guy, but now that you're mentioning it, and he realizes that there are fans in far-flung precincts,
Definitely.
you know, he might, because I know he's watching this. Big shout out to you, Alien Buddha Press. Thank you for everything, Red.
Yeah, excellent job. And yeah, definitely there is a market for ebooks. Even just on I read a lot of books on just Kindle Unlimited. It's not an advertisement for Amazon, guys. Just saying. It's just very handy. I think we have one more poem each to read. Do you guys want to read them together, like say all on screen, or do you think we should jump off and do full screen?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I just wanted to mention.
You were saying like we all read at the same time. I was
like, okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah. Just wanted to mention that I'm on NetGalley the month of November. Yeah, so everybody can go and check out the book.
So much fun.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm actually looking up Alien Buddha right now, so I can share the website in the comments for everybody who wants to go check out one of our excellent press and give them some support and love, along with all our authors, especially the horror ones. You know, not picking favorites, but I'm just saying we're like the best ones.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hear these last poems, our final cuts of grace here. And let's just go in the same order. We'll have Linda, and then I guess I will. Oh, I was like, what poem am I reading? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. I'm here. It's okay.
It's funny that you said cutting, because my last poem is called Sharp, Shiny, Hurting Things.
Oh, I love it. I mean, figuratively.
It's in How to Recognize a Demon Has Become Your Friend.
Love
Sharp,
that book.
Shiny, Hurting Things. Don't sit with your back to the door. Change seats 3 times on a public bus. Sleep with the windows closed. These rules will keep them away from daytime dreams and nighttime desire. Look at me twice, but no more. Don't touch your ears or remove your gloves. These rules will keep me away from shadowed doorways and multiplexed garages. Or do as you wish. I'll bring my toys and we can make the stars cry. Sharp, shiny, hurting things.
That is
Loved it.
That has remained one of my favorite collections, Linda, of all time.
That's gotten a lot of love from people. I appreciate it so much.
Superb book. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to read from an actual book this time, Tortured Willows, and I'm going to read my vampire poem from it, which is a Nikekubi, which is a headless ghost. The head comes off at night and eats people. So one of my favorite things. I love the eating people thing. I don't know why. I have actually eaten no people that I'm aware of. I mean, I have eaten at McDonald's, so I don't know, but then the Nikekubi. And this is actually about a real ghost story. I thought she was there just for me, my own terror, a resident ghost. It made sense to me. The house was Victorian in the deep, deep South. Such places have ghosts. She hung behind me mid-air, her face contorted, her hair streaming down, plastered to her shrieking face. Silent, hateful screams. Like slick tentacles, her neck cords trailed to the ground, disembodied face, soaked wet from drowning, or perhaps from her own tears. She couldn't tell me. My Nikekubi, out of place in Tennessee, out of place like me. That's from Trinity.
So good. So good.
All right.
Okay, this is the last poem in the book, A Golden Shovel, Living in Death. And it's from The Vampire, His Kith and Kin by Montague Summers, 1928. And the original line is, he is neither dead nor alive, but living in death. So this is a poem dedicated to Bram Stoker's monster. Blue, broken, restless stars predicted he, Bram Stoker's monster, would endure and is likely to generate nightmares. Neither police nor bullets challenge the undead. A vampire's strength is not imagined nor consistent, just like those who are alive. Desanguination is essential, but what happens when fangs infect the living? Facades disguise the fiendishness within. Evil reminds us just how much we fear death. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. You know what? Before we leave, everybody should tell a little bit about what they've got going on and what's happening and where we can find you all. And I also just want to say happy birthday, Bram Stoker, and congratulations.
Happy birthday, Bram Stoker.
Book birthday to LindaAnn. So.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Linda, tell us what you've got going on, aside from your reissued book.
Right now, there's so many things. I'm looking to the side of my desk. There's so many beautiful anthologies that I'm out in that I don't even know where to begin. I mean, Weird Tales, Death Realm, Qualanos, Book of Witches. I mean, it's crazy. Stories of the Reconvergence. I mean, really. So actually, best thing for you to do is just go to LindaAddisonWriter.com.
You find out all the details there.
See everything that's released this year and years before, and be on the lookout on social media for Being Full of Light and Substantial coming your way.
We'll look for it. We'll look for it. Thank you. And Angela?
Yeah, and I'm going to actually add these links into the description. So if you don't see them now, come back and you will find those links. So you can find out all of this amazing stuff. A few comments. Pixie says, incredible. Eugen says, bravo, y'all. Bravo, you guys, for being here to celebrate with us. And Linoff says, happy birthday, Daddy Bram. So, and then as for me, I am so excited to tell you guys that the HWA Showcase number 10 is published today. It's going to take Amazon probably about 24 hours. You know, Amazon, it takes them a little while sometimes to get it up, but it is there. It will be popping up, and I will be sharing in all the socials. And then I have my first novel coming out. I don't know exactly when, but I'm going to reveal the cover this Saturday, but it's going to be still trying to decide. I decided to self-publish this one for reasons. And I'm doing that thing where I'm like, am I going to do it this year, next year, this year, next year? So, you know, that's part of there's like benefits and drawbacks, but that's one of the benefits. So you can be a little impulsive. And then Space and Time, who Linda is our amazing poetry editor, is coming out very soon. I think I just got one of the last pieces of art. So that's going to be coming out, and that is awesome. So that's pretty much it for me. Oh, and you can go to AngelaEurigosmith.com and go check out Opportunities, which is my author newsletter full of opportunities. The name kind of says it all. I don't know what else to say about that.
And I have a couple of books coming out. I have a full collection, which has been in pre-release since mid-April, and it's in England. It's my first hardcover book. It's supposed to be in bookstores, except I have not heard one word from my publisher. I got about 5 interviews. No, I got 5 interviews and about 9 rave reviews, and I keep sending them to him and saying, when is the release date and what is your marketing department got planned for me? And I hear nothing. However, because I was doing so much pre-publicity, I got the idea for another book. Apprenticed to the Night has a sequence about the journey that I took with my mother and cancer and myself when I was her sole caregiver. And it took more than 20 years to put these poems together, but I created cancer as her lover, the Casanova who is in bed with her constantly, trying to take her away from her family. So he's definitely a character. He's not the disease. He is the gigolo in the book. So it gives it an interesting twist. And I sent it to a California university press, 5 poems and a pitch, and they're bringing it out.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's called Cancer Courts My Mother. We're working on the art cover. They're having their artists on campus do it. And I have a book already scheduled coming out the following year, and it's a bunch of erotic poems. It's called Eros and His Entourage, and that's by Naked Cat Press.
Appropriate.
So, yeah. So lots of stuff going on. And I have another Halloween book that somebody is reading right now. It's called Always Haunted, Halloween Poems, almost completely illustrated by a wonderful person who also did the cover of Apprenticed to the Night, Erin. She's just terrific. And I have a collection of suicide poems as well. And I found out that it's actually kind of rare. Unless you've had suicide ideation, you generally don't write about other people's suicides. But I felt some of my family members and some of my close friends are in the book. They took their own lives. And it's a way of preserving people's legacy that moves away from the standard obituary, because the poems bring them back as living, breathing creatures. The obituary just talks about that terrible final moment. Oh, he jumped off the roof and so forth. So very, very excited about that collection making the rounds. There's so much going on, right?
It's wonderful.
So much going on.
Good for you. Good for
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, we are rich in dark poetry. So
We are
everybody,
rich in dark poetry.
come back in a few minutes. Look for those links. I will be adding those. And yeah, thank you, all of you, both of you, for coming on to celebrate this time. I cannot think of a better way to celebrate Bram Stoker's birthday.
It was a blast. It was a blast. And now I'll go and put on my black veil and become his bride.
I'll be putting on my purple blue one.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Bram Stoker knows I don't really dress up, so he's but I want to say that must mean that LindaAnn is Wednesday. So does that mean you're Thursday and then I'm Friday?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go with that.
That's the schedule for sharing.
And thank you, Angela, for hosting this all on your...
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks. This was wonderful. Thank you again.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for watching. We love you, or we wouldn't be here. We love poetry, or we wouldn't be here. We love Bram Stoker, or we wouldn't be here. So we'll see you next time.
Good night to everybody. Good night. Thank you.